This is video number 2 of diamond painting word charts. Video number 1 was row by row instruction, and here is the outcome of the row by row instruction. And for this row by row instruction, it was the 1C through 1C in row 1. And here you can see how they were laid out. If you have not watched the introduction video or video number 1, you want to go back and see that to get an idea of where we're at. This is going to be called row by row start finish of a color. I'm going to concentrate on the color here. So let's go ahead and look at this, and I've highlighted row 2, 3, and 4 because they're all the same. Okay, and you see here it says 10B, 10C, 10B. 3 rows that are all identical. When you get into identical rows, it makes it a lot easier because you already know how you're duplicating these. So let me go ahead and pop over here. Let me get this set up, and I'll show you how I do row by row start and finish of a color. So 10B, and again, I have everything set up here. This is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. 10B is going to be 10 yellow. Now, I am not going to sit here and do 10 yellow. What I am going to do is I am going to place my first yellow down, and that is 1. And then I am going to get my last yellow, and I'm going to find where the 10th spot would be. If you notice that these grids are separated in tens, so this is going to be very helpful. So I know the start of my grid is 1, and the end of this particular color will be 10. So I'm going to go ahead and put a diamond at 10. Okay? The next color says 10C. So, again, I'm going to get my 1. I gotta get more wax. Okay. So, I'm going to get my 1C in place. And instead of doing it one at a time, I'm going to go ahead and get my 10th C in place. So there's my marker. And then the next one says 10B. So I'm going back to the yellow again. And I'm going to put my 1C in place. And I'm going to put my 10th C in place. Now, remember how I said that row 2, 3, and 4 were all the same? Because row 2, 3, and 4 are all the same, I know that I can duplicate these 3 rows. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to duplicate this row in row 3 and row 4. Those are my starter ones. And then now I'm going to go place my 10th in row 2 and in row 3. And while I'm at it, I can go ahead and go to the very end over here, and I can duplicate my row 2, 1C or 1B, and then at the end I can duplicate that one. Okay, and then change my color. I've only got one more to do. Got 3 rows to do. Let's see here. Okay, so I can duplicate here. Got to make sure you got these little diamonds in spot. Okay, and here. So there's my 1 to 10 C, or 1 to 10 B, 1 to 10 B on both ends. And then now the middle one was my 10 C. And then again, I already set it up once, so I can go in and I can set it up again. So I'll explain why I do it this way. It's because I can go back and not have to do row by row. So now I have set up row 2, 3, and row 4. They're all going to be identical. So now I'm not spending time looking at my word chart trying to figure out what's next. Now I can actually concentrate, and I can go in here and I can fill these in and get them nice. So this is called row by row, start, row, finish, color, start, color, finish, color, start, color, finish. And then you go back. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do one more row here because this next row is very busy. Okay, so this next row, it says 1C, which is gray. You will learn your colors fast, and you'll be able to plant them without even looking. Okay, then it says 8B. So I'm going to plant my B in spot 1, and then I'm going to plant my end of B in spot 8. And I'm able to eyeball this because I know there's 10 and I've taken out 1, so 8 is going to be right here. Okay, and then it says 2C. If I'm only dealing with 2 colors, obviously there's my start and there's my finish of that color. Okay, the next one is 3A. We're going to introduce white now. So I'm going to do the start, which is a 1, and the finish, which is my 3. Okay, and then the next one is 2C, and again, no need to have an extra start and finish because you only got 2, so there's your start and there's your finish. Okay, and then 3A, so I can do my 1 and my 3 because I know where the 3 is. Oops. Got to make sure that you keep these wax on these little tips because that's how you pick them up best. Otherwise they just will not stick. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. And then I have 2C. Again, 1 and 2. Again, start and finish. And then 8B. So once again, I'm only going to do the start and finish color. So here's my start of my 8. And then I can eyeball 8 ahead of time. So I know that there's 10. So 8 is right here. And then the final one is 1C. So now I have my 1, 2, 3, 4 rows plus the one I already finished. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and stop looking at the word chart, and I'm going to go fill these in. So I know that I have my row by row, start of color, finish of color, start of color, finish of color. I would never recommend doing more than 2 or 3 rows at a time because then you start getting a whole bunch of things, unless you have a bunch of patterns like this. But now I can stop and I know all this is going to be yellow. I know that's a white, I know that's a white, I know all this is going to be yellow, all this is going to be yellow, all this is going to be gray, yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and stop and I'm going to fill this in. And then I'm going to do the third video on another method of doing it.